those vegan guys.
Thank you. Well, hello there, I'm Paul, one of the vegan guys, and my husband's at work. No, I'm not having a secret affair. This is my mate, Danny, who's a fellow Oldham vegan. Am I right?
Correct.
And the founder of... Are you the founder of Oldham Vegetarians and Vegans Group?
No, I'm not. I took it
admin.
over. I took it over as an admin, yeah.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
Is
Look at me all tense and everything.
Is the goss there?
Is the goss there? Well, no, not at the moment. What it was, Andrew, who ran it originally, he's moved away.
Right.
So he said, "Does anybody want to be admin? Does anybody want to run this for me?" And this girl picked it up, and I said, "Well, do you mind if I do it as well?" Because I keep finding what it is. I keep finding little things, and I post them on my page, and it doesn't get to the right audience.
Yeah. And
you know what I mean?
It, so when you've got a group, it's concentrated.
Yeah, so there's really interesting things that I'm picking up, and I'm subscribed to all these different news stories, plant-based news, live kindly, and they're coming up with this stuff, and it's like, I need to get this out to the people. You know, new products, test products. We've all got to work as one, because
it has its disadvantages though, that, doesn't it? Because if you tell someone something's on sale in a local shop and they go and buy it all, and then you go and there's none left.
Are we talking the Applewood cheeses here by any chance?
Right, Danny.
Yes.
They all know about our vegan journey, mine and Jason's, and I always think it's really interesting to get other people's vegan journeys. And so let me ask you about that. How long have you been vegan?
4 years. I think I'm coming up to 5 years now, because I can't remember exactly when I went vegan.
Right.
I just know it was a weekend, and I was supposed to just go for 2 days, and I never looked back.
Right. Okay.
So it was never meant to be a perfect. When you hear my story, you'll understand why.
Well, go on.
Right. So what it was, my son is 18 this year.
Right.
But back in the day, 4 or 5 years ago, in fact it was 6 years ago, he was about 9-10 years old, and I'm looking at him and I'm thinking, when he gets to about 25, I'm going to be nearly 60 years old. And I thought, I don't want to be a burden on him. I don't want to be someone who has to be looked after. I don't want to be hobbling around. I want to be running around with him.
You still want to be a role model.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I started having a look at diet, and I bought a juicer.
Right.
And I started juicing vegetables. But what comes with juicing stuff like that is you start looking at the effects. So I started researching. So after about 3 months of drinking vegetable juice, I noticed like my fingernails were like growing like hell. And I shaved my head maybe once a month. I was shaving it twice a month. I'm like, why is everything growing so quickly? My skin went better because I had really bad acne for most of my life. Milk. I used to drink 5 pints of milk a day.
Bloody hell.
So I had really bad acne till I was nearly 25-year-old.
Right.
Really bad acne. So, and I noticed that my skin would look better. And then I started work at Open Reach, and I met this. I was working with a girl called Jane, and she gave me a book called Meat is for Pussies by an ex-punk. I can't remember his name. You'll have to look it up, or just have a mooch for me on it. And it wasn't the tree-hugging animal rights thing. It was more on the health side of things, about the pharmaceutical companies, about how drugs are patented, how the pharmaceutical companies get money every time the doctor prescribes drugs. Why don't the doctors prevent illness rather than cure it once it's happened?
Because there ain't no money in that, honey.
So, exactly. So that got me thinking. And then I remember it vividly. It was one Friday, I was making spag bol. I was on the steroids then. I was 16 stone. I was eating absolutely shitloads of food, and I had my big spaghetti bolognese, and I ate it, and I thought, how do I feel? And I thought, I feel sluggish. I feel really sluggish, really tired. I'm going to try the veganism tomorrow. I'm going to do 2 days on it. The Saturday, I ate vegan all day. Felt brilliant. Sunday again, and I've just never stopped.
Brilliant.
I've just never stopped.
So you went into it for health?
Plant-based. I went plant-based.
Yeah, and now you're vegan.
And now I'm vegan because you can't
funny
help. You've got to.
Yeah.
Because once you start looking deeply in things,
Yeah.
and start wondering, well, why am I feeling? Because I haven't had a cold for 4 years, Paul. I've had the burning throat. I've had the bit of a cold, and then I thought next day I'm going to wake up in the morning, I'm going to have a cold. Oh, I'll tell you what, I did have one cold. I'll be totally honest. I was driving 12 hours a day, 6 days a week, driving Arctics. That's what I do apart from acting. And I was doing lates and nights, and I was working all shifts, and I was really, really run down physically.
Right.
And my son was coughing everywhere, like a sprinkler, you know.
Bit like Stuart in here last week. Jason got it.
So basically, yeah, I got ill once, but yeah, it's.
Well, I mean, that's the thing, isn't it? We don't want to, because we still get ill, you know.
Of course, you still get
as
ill.
you've seen recently, Jason got poorly from. But I think, like you just said, it's like you get something that would normally blow up into something years ago would have blown up into something. Oh right, I'm going to be floating for a couple of days, and a couple of days later, like Jason's got in work today. On Monday he was like, I can't go in. I feel shocking. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday is back in work. So now it floors us anymore. So right, interesting story. So are you the only vegan in your family?
Yes.
So your wife and your son aren't vegan?
No chance.
How do you find that? Is it?
Do you know something? It was that, you know, that look. I'm vegan now. That look people give. What? Like, because I'm the most macho, gobby, loud, leery man you can.
Why do people equate it with the opposite of that?
It's well they do. My son's living proof because.
Look at some of them guys on the Game Changers.
Well, we live in Northern England,
like that.
right? Game Changers. Don't distract me.
Sorry, go on.
We live in the north of England.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, no, that.
No crying, no whinging over being hurt.
Listen to the man.
Right? You suffer with it. You put up with it. You man up.
Do you remember my video about my dad?
Man up.
And my relationship with him and why I had a problem. Welcome to the north of England.
North of England.
Everybody.
It is a different scenario up here. I mean,
although I have to say, and I do have to say this because I think it's really important, even though that, I think that we've grown up this neck of the woods.
Yes, definitely.
Ever so much, because as a very visibly effeminate gay man.
Who?
Me.
Get the fuck out of here!
I do not ever feel uneasy in my hometown.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah.
And I don't adapt anything. I don't adapt the way I walk. You know, I won't walk through town going, Danny, you're that lad. I mean, I could, but it'd hurt.
Bloody hell. It hurt me.
So yeah, I think we've moved up, but I get what you mean. That kind of undercurrent of masculinity and the vision of what it should be has all. I think it's been a thing around most of the country, to be honest. But just in the north of England, it had a very strong grip here for a long time. Yeah. So go on. So you got that look.
Yeah, I got that look. But yeah, my son, we were talking about it before. He's I'm like, try this. It's just like meat. Try it. Won't try it. He's just no way. He's got asthma. Right. I know for a fact, right, that if he cuts it out, I just said, just cut out the dairy, son.
Yes.
Please, just cut out the dairy. It's known to sort of exasperate it.
Yeah.
Because I had asthma but mine went. Not because I went vegan. It went when I was 16. It was psychosomatic or something, whatever that means. Brought on by your mind, by being upset, anxious. So he won't even try that, and he's on inhalers. He's always coughing. He's always spluttering, but he won't try it. And I think it's this macho thing still.
Yeah.
Because his hormones are kicking in. He's knocking around in the gangs, or you know, everywhere. They're all big gangs of lads. They all like going drinking and partying, and
it's normalisation as well, though, isn't it? It's like look at the outcry there's been for the new Tesco ad.
Yeah.
Hasn't there though?
That's
and it's
ridiculous.
It's a nice, for those of you that haven't seen it, synopsis. Little girl comes home, Dad, I don't want to eat animals anymore. Dad says, I'll have my meat. but I love me daughter more. So he makes sausage casserole, her favourite sausage casserole with veggie sausages. And he says, tastes just as good, and she goes, better. And it's a lovely little advert that highlights a true demographic. Yeah. Children are going home and saying that to their parents. Yeah. And there's an outcry. There's an uproar about it. It's like, what exactly do you have a problem with? Do you have a problem with compassion, ethics, people trying to save the planet, people trying to stop pain in animals, people trying to extend their lives? Which of these things? I'll tell you,
you say it's uproar, right? But it's not an uproar, right? Me, you, everybody else, the normal population, Joe Public, they're not in uproar over this advert. I'll tell you who's in uproar. It's the press who want a story, and the farmers don't like people saying they're animals, because, of course, meat ain't animals. It's a product that you find on the shelf all wrapped up nice and tidy.
Let's not forget Janet Straightforward.
Oh, man.
She's got...
I used to like her.
Always got something. I know, I didn't know.
I thought she was really upfront, honest.
Yeah, I liked her she was in Big Brother, weren't she?
Yeah, that's right.
Big Brother, she was right good in that. But I think people look at Joe Rogan's reaction. Right, here's the thing. Now, I'll link both of these because they're both really, really good. There is, I'm not going to link Joe Rogan. I'm not. I'm going to link up here in the corner Mick the Vegan's rebut to Joe Rogan's. And just for comedy effect, and because when all said and done, he's still a Greek god in my eyes, I'm going to link Ken Cherbivor's latest video.
Hi, Paul.
As well. So I invite you to go and watch them too. If you want to go and watch Joe Rogan's video, do. But basically all he does is shouts things over to the guy over on the right, like, Google something that proves what I'm saying is right. He doesn't care about the source or the validity of the study or who funded it. As long as he's got something there that can halt him questioning whether he should be eating beef or not. That's what it boils down to, isn't it?
Do you know, and the best thing he could have possibly have done would have been to say, okay, the science is there. That's the best thing he could have done.
Exactly.
Because people are just going to switch off now.
Yeah.
People are going to switch off.
Well, they're not though, because it's like the Trump and the Bojo thing, right? You've got the Brexiteers. I'm not one, for the record. You've got the Brexiteers at the moment clinging on to Bojo. Bojo's a moron. You've got the racists and xenophobes and white supremacists of America clinging on to Trump. Mm-hmm. Trump is a moron. You will have people holding on to their moronic beliefs by clinging on to an established pedestal moron like Joe Rogan. Oh, but he said, oh no, I'm listening to Joe. Yeah, Joe's got it right. And Bojo in the House of Parliament. They're just pedestaled morons with people clinging onto their trouser legs saying, I believe in you. I believe in you, Bojo.
See, the thing is though, with game changers, it's undeniable, didn't you just? It's I was getting quite scared. I was looking around for my exits. Is that game change? It's undeniable science,
and it's brilliant because it not only breaks
it's undeniable.
Exactly.
I mean,
and if you do watch it, by the way, and a lot of people haven't noticed this, every single study that is cited in the documentary, The Game Changers, is in text in the bottom left-hand corner. Very small, but you can see it. You can see them all. You Google what that says, you'll find the study.
Yep.
Look at the funders of the study. You won't find the carrot growing industry. Could you imagine that? Oh, ignore that vegan study. It's been funded by Carrot Growers Anonymous. But a lot of the things that are pro-meat and pro-dairy are very heavily funded by pro-meat and pro-dairy organisations. Because there's a lot of money in it, just like there's a lot of money in oil, which is why we've been in continuous wars in the Middle East for the last God knows how many decades.
I mean, who are the richest companies in the world. They're the pharmaceutical industry and the animal agriculture industry. They're going hand in hand.
Yeah. And one actually massively negatively affects the other because of the antibiotics that farm animals are given to stop the spread of disease and blah, blah,
So
blah.
they can eat the food that they give them.
And then humans eat that meat full of antibiotics. It's lowering...
It's building up a resistance.
Yes.
Because they reckon by 2030, 2040,
we're not going to have any
effective antibiotics. And that means you walk around down the road now, tread on a nail, you're dead. Gone. Bye-bye. So don't be walking around in flip-flops in 2050.
All in my house. In spade and in my house. I loved the entire documentary. I loved how it used people with decades of veganism behind them who had seen real incredible improvements. I thought the inclusion of the erection
something
was massively important.
It's very important,
young guys.
It's very important. And do you know why it's important?
It links in with what we said earlier about that undercurrent of masculinity.
There's something else as well medically, and what it is. Have you noticed that there's a lot of erectile dysfunction tablets and all this stuff?
Yeah.
When you eat an animal product diet and you eat saturated fat and cholesterol, it blocks up arteries.
Yep.
What are the first arteries that get blocked up? The smallest, which is in the small of your back and in your penis. There you go.
Just a highlight of what the segment was, by the way. They got 3 collegiate...
Don't give too much of a spoiler away for people who haven't seen it.
No, it's just that bit.
Yeah.
They got 3 collegiate students to have their nighttime erections measured one night after eating a meal and one night after eating a vegan meal, and the results spoke for themselves.
Oh my god, there was such a difference.
Even all 3 of them were like, whoa, like wow.
Such a difference.
You need to watch it. Now, you wanted me to taste one of your balls, didn't you?
Yes, I wanted you to sample some of my raw cooking, and I didn't do them in balls, I did them in slices.
He's brought round a thing. So this is chocolate orange.
It's chocolate orange.
Oh, it smells good. Are you going to tell people what you made them with?
Well, I'm going to let you taste it first and
all right. I like the texture. It's kind of ever so slightly marshmallowy. It's not, but do you know what I mean? It's soft like marshmallow. I'm not a massive lover of chocolate orange, you know this. I don't mind it, I don't love it.
I don't think you'll get too much of a... I think you get more of the orange. I think the chocolate just enhances a little bit. Maybe more than that.
No, see, now I prefer them because the predominant taste for me is coconut, and I love that.
So that is totally raw. Blended up.
Delicious. What's in them?
So, medjool dates. Absolutely gorgeous, tastes like toffee. Equal amount of nuts, mixed nuts, any nuts you want. Coconut oil. Desiccated coconut. A bit of orange flavouring. You can use vanilla, you can use, and then some cocoa powder, a couple of tablespoons of that. Blend it up till it starts lumping. Get it out. Squeeze it together, gets a bit messy. Squeeze it together, and then you can either...
Well, you've done a bar,
I've done a bar. Well, what I do is I do it in like an oblong square bar, and then you get the cling film, get me whatever you want to coat it in, because you can coat it in cocoa, you can coat it in chocolate, you can do that. Roll it up, and then you've got to put it in the fridge to set, so that coconut oil sort of rehardens again, because it does start sort of going a bit soft as it gets warmer.
As it warms up,
so you should keep them in the fridge.
Love that.
But they're beautiful. Bit of protein in them, bit of carbs in them, but there's also quite a bit of fat, predominantly fat, so it'll just keep ticking over during the day.
Fat, isn't it? That means it's good fat. Coconut oil fat is good fat to us. Would you recommend Game Changers to folk? Would you say that?
Do you know something? Game Changers now is my standard answer. Get anybody talking to me, going on, trying to give me bad science, bro science, I just go, Go and watch Game Changers. Simple.
I have to say though, you know, it wasn't what I thought it was going to be. I thought that because it was produced by, give me a minute,
James Cameron.
I thought it was going to be, I didn't realise that the premise was from the perspective of a UFC fighter.
Yeah.
I didn't realise that. So that engaged me immediately because I saw that fight that he showed.
Again, we're back to this macho thing again.
Yeah.
We're back to this macho thing again. So that now will be another kick in the teeth for the big macho.
Yeah.
I eat meat.
Well, the strange thing about the way Joe Rogan reacted was there is a segment at the beginning, and I'll tell you this because it's not a spoiler, I've just told you it's a UFC fighter. So there's a bit at the beginning of the documentary where he shows him fighting in the UFC, and Joe Rogan's commentating that fight, talking about how great he is and everything, you know, and then this documentary comes out and suddenly he's Google me something that proves I'm right. Shut up, Joe. Trying to justify your animal consumption. Trying to save the planet over here.
It's hunting as well. I mean, what was that he come out with? Why don't we all eat elk? As if there's enough elk on the planet to like feed all America. You know what I mean? It's like,
why don't we just stop forcefully breeding animals so that we can eat them and learn that 16 pound of grain produces 1 pound of beef? I'll repeat, 16 pounds of grain, 1 pound of beef. Why don't we just eat the grain? Because people throw that at you, don't they? Oh, the soya's ruining the Amazon rainforests. It is, absolutely. And 95% of it is fed to cattle. That's why it's grown.
You know, there's some studies that have actually said that if the whole world went vegan at once, we could actually take a third of the land that we presently use to feed humans, give it back to nature, and with the 2/3 we have left, we could actually feed the whole planet.
Well, it'd be good arable land, won't it? Because it's
all about that.
It's had cattle pooping on it for, you know, and that makes the ground fertile.
But even still, you don't need cow shite.
No, but I'm saying
to fertilise.
Some people would say, "Oh, you can't use an ex-cattle farm as a crop farm." Yeah, you can. The soil's incredibly fertile. In fact, we're wasting land that we could be growing food in.
Yeah.
And yet, you know, oh, don't get me started though, because I saw a thing the other day, a meme, and it was a little starving child in Africa sleeping on a brick. I'm not even shitting you. On a dusty floor, using a brick as a pillow. And the meme said, "Why are we paying footballers £220 million when this is still going on?" Because it's the same thing. Money is corrupt. Meat is corrupt. Oil is corrupt.
Do you know something? You just reminded me. I watched that. Have you watched that thing that was on last night with Scarlett Moffat? And she's got a house in Namibia, and she's staying with these villagers, and they built a replica of a house in Namibia in the middle of this tribes people's camp. It's crazy. So they've got all the mod cons. They've got washing machine, dishwasher, running water, and then they're living next to this tribe, and they're sort of sharing each other's lives.
Oh, I saw a clip of it.
Oh my god!
No, I saw. You've just reminded me. There was a bit where
you've got to watch it.
She was stood with all the ladies saying something, and I was like, "Oh, what's that?" So
that's
is it good?
It's brilliant for a few reasons.
Does she take the women into the house and show them?
They show them about, and they're like, "Why have you got so many shoes?" And one of the key moments is Scarlett Moffat's put a lot of weight on. She slimmed right down, didn't she? And then she put a lot of weight back on, and she was crying, saying, "I've got these rolls of fat and all this." And this woman went to her and she went, "I wish I had rolls of fat like that." And it's like, wow.
Well, they haven't
you know
got
what I mean?
social media, have they, or bloody magazines?
And then it shows
telling them what they should look like.
It shows a dad brushing his teeth, and he's got the tap water running, right? The tap water is running. He's brushing his teeth. It's running. He's brushing his teeth for about 5 minutes, brushing his teeth, running water. Flips to the next day. They're walking 3 miles down a pit, scooping out sand to get to the water, and it's like, wow.
Yeah. I might look at that.
Yeah, it's worth a look.
Take that and
Definitely worth a look, yeah.
Now, I want to touch on quickly, because we can't say much.
No, we can't say much, but I know what you're aiming at.
We can say that in January, on the BBC,
Veganuary.
yes, something's happening that's going to be of great interest to us all. And somebody who might not be that far might be part of it. I think what we'll do is, come the time, we'll have another chat.
We can, when it airs, yeah. I mean, I will give you this much. It's 3 one-hour episodes. It's going to be on the BBC. I can't tell you what it's about. It is about veganism. It is about something that we could all get involved in. It is something that will be very, very interesting.
Oh, don't you love secretive stuff like this? It's like, oh, we're giving you hints,
yes,
aromas, taste,
just a little whiff of what's coming.
Look, but don't touch. Touch, but don't taste. Taste, but don't swallow.
Do you know? I'm looking for the exit. I don't know. I'm just looking at the exits
what's
again.
What's it called? Can never remember.
I've heard the dialogue before. It's from that film with, is it Keanu Reeves? No, it's Johnny Depp. Looking for this devil book, and he's trying to find the original. Look, but don't touch.
And that is Al Pacino. Look,
yes,
but don't touch. Touch, but don't taste. Taste, but don't swallow. He's talking about God, saying kind of, how dare he tells you this and this and this.
Yeah.
Brilliant scene. Right, we're going to bring this here chat to an end. It's been nice having you around, Danny.
It's been nice coming, and I've enjoyed the brew. And,
well, we'll have another brew.
And we can have another chocolate orange thingamajig. Don't forget to save Jason one, please.
Oh, well.
I want
it. They stay here?
Yeah, them staying here. I've got the other half at home.
Right, well, you have another one, and then there's one for me in jail there.
Oh, and can you just mention my diet, please?
Oh, yes,
because this is actually
you've got 2 minutes.
2 minutes, okay. So basically I'm on calorie restriction. This is for everybody I interact with, okay? I'm dieting on purpose. It is not the vegan diet the reason that I'm losing weight. I am restricting calories. I'm doing it on purpose. And then I'm going to build back up and show you guys what we can do on a vegan diet.
Marvellous.
Peace.
You can't do any better than that. Danny, it's been lovely having you around. Great chatting to you. We shall certainly have you on again. Are you coming to the Sunday lunch at the Cask and Kiln on 10th of November?
I'll see what I can do, because
should be good, that.
I work weekends. I work Friday, Saturday, Sundays.
But of course.
So I may be able to get there. Is it an evening do?
It's no afternoon.
Afternoon.
Yeah, meeting.
We'll see what happens.
Anyway, this is Danny, another local vegan, only lives down the road, really. And now you've met him. So thanks for watching.
Follow me on Instagram, Danny Shepp. Danny-Shepp.
You've
put a
seen
link on. Can I do that? Down there.
What do you want your Instagram link?
I want, put a link.
No, down there.
There. No, I want it there.
Down there.
I want it there.
No, you can't have a link there.
Can I have it?
There's stuff there that's now doing.
There's a link somewhere here.
Down there, in the description. Look after yourselves, and we'll see you soon. Be excellent to yourselves.
There is no Planet B.
And each other.